Freistoffer. Mr. Seifert.
Present.
Mr. Williams.
Present.
Mr. Eisbart.
Present.
Mr. Pastoret.
Here.
So we do have quorum.
We have a quorum. Can I have a motion to adopt the agenda as distributed?
So moved.
Second. Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed by nay. We'll move right along. If there's no objection, I'd like to get a motion to approve the minutes of regular session, April 24th of 2025, minutes of the executive session of April 24th, 2025, and minutes of approval of claim May 8th, 2025. Seeing no objection, can I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, please signify by aye. And opposed by nay, and it passes. So now we have a financial report.
And I don't have a whole lot this month, but we have one line that's spending ahead, and that's our computer equipment line, and that's strictly due to the scheduled staff and PC replacements. Generally, that happens more in the fourth quarter. We've just done that ahead of time, more in the first, second quarter. So that's running more of ahead of schedule than normal. If need be, we'll transfer things at the end of the year if necessary. The other two lines, training and landscape snow removal, are from the February report. Audit is still running, going along as fine. I haven't had any notes or reports of anything, any errors being found or anything like that. Hopefully, we'll be finishing up here shortly. I'll be hopefully getting things sent to the marketing team to produce the financial report to send to GFOA, and hopefully do an exit interview and be finishing up with that. 2026 budget, we're starting that. Next month I will put in your packet calendar for the budget cycle, although this month will be, or this year will be a little different. We still will do a public hearing, but we'll move that to August, and because we have the binding review this year, but we will still, I did confirm, we will still have to do a public hearing. We'll move that in August, and then we'll go to City Council in September. So the calendar will be a little different, but I'll put that in your packet for next month. And then we did get supplemental lit again this year, and just a refresher on that. That is when the balance in the income tax collections and the trust fund exceed 15% of the amount that has been certified during the budget. So this year our amount was $747,000. It was a little bit less than 2024, which last year we got $958,000. But overall, it's still higher than what we generally get. Although 2023 was exceptionally large. We got 1.5 million. But generally, we get anywhere from about 500,000. So we are still above that amount. And we just did receive that. Actually, that'll be hitting, I think, tomorrow in the bank. So nice little extra we got for that. So anybody have any questions I can answer?
If not, I'll ask for a motion to approve the financial report. May
So
I have-
moved.
Thank you, Marty. And a second?
Second.
Thank you, Jim. Any further discussion? All in favor, please signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed by nay, it passes. And we have now the claims.
Okay, today's claims are $517,000. And just high dollar, really, our system-wide electrical at $65,000, and our furniture for our main library configuration project at $63,000. That's about it.
That's a question.
Nice and
We'll
simple.
pass it around for
Yep.
signature. Okay, let's go into committee reports, and Marty, capital projects.
All right, thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Ben. First off, just report, excited by the news today and for the committee report. And I think I said it after both county council and city council meeting after we got their approval for the bond. Now the real work begins, and it has begun. I'm very happy and excited about that for the library and our whole community. I think, as we reported previously, we had selected a buyer's rep to assist the library in the entire construction process. As part of that, we have to move forward to hire architects and a design team for the library to start with the phase one process of the facilities master plan that we're going to be doing with our bond and the funds that we have allocated. So to do that, we sent out a request for proposal. Make sure I get my lingo right here. Got a fair number of responses from architects really throughout the country, and combined with people from here locally. And we narrowed that down to 3 and brought them in for interviews back on May 14. We had our senior leadership term there, as well as our buyer's rep representatives. And then Ben and I were also there for robust discussions with everyone on all the teams that were there. First, I just want to say we did have, I would say that narrowing down process went really well because all 3 were more than qualified. And were very good presentations, had what we were looking for, so they made the choice hard as we were walking through and discussing this. There was a lot, and they all talked about getting community engagement, getting community involvement, getting the ideas from staff, employees, and really working collaboratively with us and with everyone to get the design right, both look great and also work great, and also be good for the future as we try to manage and maintain the facilities for the next 20 years. As we said, we're trying to build for 2050, so that was, I thought, well thought of by all these people, all the design groups that were we were talking to. We did, after that meeting, speak with references. I think Susan, Kim, Ben, and I all spoke with references for all of them, for the ones we wanted to talk to, and again, positive references for everyone. But today we are ready to move forward, and I would like to make the proposal and a motion that we do move forward and pick one. So like my official motion will be that I move that the Board of Trustees authorizes the Executive Director, i.e. Susan, of the Allen County Public Library to enter into any necessary contracts to retain Group 4 Architecture, Luminat, Moak, Park Group, and Design Collaborative as the design professionals for Phase 1 of our 2024 capital projects, our facilities master plan, because their response to the request for the proposal is in the best interest of the library and most in alignment with the library's plan. That is my motion.
Thank you. May we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Well, let me call for the vote. All those in favor, please signify by aye.
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 Opposed by nay. Abstain.
1, please.
1 abstention, Pat abstain. Okay. We now have,
I believe we do need to go back and make a motion to approve the claims.
yeah,
Oh,
can we do that?
I will make a motion to approve the claims.
Thank you.
Second.
Okay, any discussion about the claims? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Our claims are approved. Okay. Executive Director's report. Oh, let's do the project delivery methods.
Right. You want me to speak on that, or do you want to, Susan, or Ted? Who's speaking on the resolution?
I can, you may, however we wish to do that.
I would like Ted to do it.
Perfect. In conjunction with the Allen County Public Library's Finance and Bond Council, we've drafted a resolution for the Board of Trustees of the Allen County Public Library to approve 2 different financing and delivery methods for the Phase 1 and future projects that are going to be involved with our ongoing capital projects committee. This resolution is designed to authorize the executive, with the supervision of the board, to enter into one of 2 I'm going to call them non-traditional means of delivery of the construction methods, which are commonly referred to as a build, operate, transfer, and a CMC, or what's often referred to as a construction manager as constructor. Both of these are approved. Both of these were previously approved by the city of Fort Wayne's city council to allow us to do that, but we felt it was necessary and appropriate for the Board of Trustees to adopt a similar resolution. So we.
Ted, can you explain the difference in approach?
Well, both of those are designed to identify easier methods for a fiscal board like the Board of Trustees to go through the process of hiring construction companies. It's not designed to limit, it's designed to package those for an easier means for the board to understand how the construction's going to go forward. Also, with the addition of a owner's representative, it allows us to rely on the owner's representative to deal with any issues that may come up during the finance and delivery. So they're both very similar in regard to how they operate and function for a board like ours.
Can you give me an example of both of the
Sure.
difference in approach?
As we have seen, a CMC, or construction manager as constructor, that's what Allen County is currently using in regard to constructing the new jail. And what you have is you have a process where most of the bids for the construction are going to be governed under the general contractor moving forward. A build, operate, transfer is often used when there's going to be additional operations. And while they didn't do it, the best example would be the GE construction project, where there's ongoing leases and things like that. So both of those can be used in different aspects of a construction process for a public board like the Board of Trustees.
And will there be some statistical analysis that would show which of the two would be in the best interest of the library?
I'm sure we can obtain that information from our owner's representative, because they're the ones who are going to be guiding us during that process. And so allowing us to select those allows our owner's representative to assist us in deciding which one is better for any part of the particular project.
Okay, thank you.
There may be aspects of the project, the way it's designed, that we want to use a BOT, and certain aspects with a new building that we'd want to use a CMC. So this resolution gives the board and our owner's representative the ability to identify which of those methods we want to use for that particular project.
Okay,
And Ted, for clarification, this is for phase one, but the way the resolution is written, it's for phase one, but not limited to phase one. So it's a resolution that could serve us as we move into future phases.
Correct.
okay, can we have a motion to affect the resolution which authorizes the project delivery methods for phase one of the facilities master plan?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor of the resolution, please signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed by nay. Any abstentions? Okay, the ayes have it. Your report.
Thank you, Ben. And Elena, could you circulate a copy for the board to sign of that resolution? Thank you very much. I want to thank the Tecumseh staff and their branch manager, Deb Noggle, for hosting us today. And Deb, we wondered if you might speak briefly on what the summer reading program is going to look like at Tecumseh. Next month, our youth services manager, Jackie, is going to give a presentation on our system-wide approach to summer. But we thought it would be nice if Deb, you talked a little bit about what that's going to look like at Tecumseh this year.
Sure. So Tecumseh is a flurry of activity from about 10:30 in the morning all the way till 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And it's very exciting. I'll direct your attention up to our bulletin board. So it usually starts on Tuesdays, for example. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we have a story time that starts at 10:30. One is for preschoolers, one is for toddlers. At 12 o'clock, we serve free lunch. There are 8 branches in the system that do that. We're one of them. And we averaged last summer about 70 lunches per day. There was a day last summer when we gave out 115 lunches. Our lowest day last year was 45 lunches. So it's never just a dozen kids. It's It's a line of kids out the door waiting to get lunch here. We're really proud of that, and it's a great program. But I feel that that's a golden opportunity for us to keep those kids engaged. And so I line up programming with that free lunch so that busy moms know that they can take their kid to Wildcat baseball in the morning, come and get free lunch. After lunch, they can move right into our program. And our programs in the afternoon are designed to either encourage STEAM, science, technology, math, art, or early literacy principles. And that is deliberate so that we avoid that summer slide where kids lose their progress in school over the summer, over those summer months. So we're trying to avoid summer slide and just keeping them engaged and learning and doing things and reading, that helps with summer slide. So free lunch happens at noon. And then when those kids are done eating at 1 o'clock, this will be, by the way, you're sitting in the middle of our lunchroom. This is our lunchroom. It'll be huge, and it'll be decorated to the hilt. But we need this room to also do the puppet show or the craft program or the science program that we do afterwards, and we do that at 1:30. So we have a 30-minute window in there where people can, we call that flipping the room. We need all the kids out of here so we can take down those tables and set up for whatever is going to happen next. So my librarians, including myself, will be reading outside those doors right here in this corner. And that's what I'm calling a very charming read aloud. And it's called charming for a reason. So this is something that we spent some of our special money on that came to support our LINK program. We have bracelets. Do you know what croc charms are? They're charms that go on croc shoes.
Okay.
They look like this. I have a basketball and a flower and a unicorn. We have croc charms. So when kids come to sit and they do our charming read aloud, they will get a bracelet that holds 9 charms. Of course, every kid has crocs or something, a facsimile thereof, that they can use these charms on. But the point is that for small children, it's a way for them to visually represent that they have been read to that day, which means that they can mark off a day on their SRP tracker, either online or the paper tracker. Now, when kids get to 15 days of doing reading or learning at all, then they get a free book at the library, and there are 3 of those trails. So what I want to do is, not every kid has involved parents. Not every kid is being read to at home. And I want to give them an opportunity to complete those squares on the tracker. So this is an opportunity for us to do 2 things. Get the kids out of here to flip this room. But also, during that 30-minute time, I could be reading to those kids, and then that gives them a charm for their bracelet, which they are going to love. I think this is going to be super popular. I'm really excited about this. I bought 1,700 croc charms. Anyway, and I think it's going to really get kids excited about that. So we're going to do a read aloud outside here. That happens from 1 to 1:30. The big LINK program happens at 1:30. That's the learning program. And we don't call it a learning program because that's really a turnoff for kids. We call it LINK or the special program, or on the 19th of June, we have Soaring Hawk Raptor Rescue coming. They're going to bring their hawks. I mean, everybody will be here. It'll be crazy. That'll happen from about 1:30 to 2:30. And, it ends up around 2:45, 3 o'clock. And then we give out free snack. Free snack does not need to be eaten in this room. They can take free snack home with them. And that's a great opportunity, too, for them to take a snack home. And then finally, on Fridays, that yellow sign, the gold sign, says Blessings in a Backpack. And Blessings in a Backpack is a really special program. On Fridays, kids can take home a bag of food that is all shelf-stable things that they can eat over the weekend, because we don't have free lunches, on Saturdays and Sundays. So we have so much going on, and I am so thankful for all the support that we've gotten from the board, from the Friends, from the foundation, from Follinger, to be able to offer this. I mean, we're feeding kids that probably need it. And it's not based on need. Anybody can be here. So there's never a stigma about, I had to get my lunch for free at the library. Everybody's just doing it, and it's no big deal. And so everybody feels cool about that. So I'm I'm really heartwarmed by what we do. But it is crazy here all summer long. This is our busiest time of the year, and I'm really excited for summer. So, any questions?
Great report.
Yeah.
Deb, how many kids will you impact with that this branch?
Oh, geez. I do have a
Give me an
number on
idea.
that. I don't have it on me. But I mean, we, like for our programs, the learning programs that happen at 1:30, I mean, our average number for that, it really depends. If it's Soarin' Hawk, Raptor Rescue, or Stevens Puppets, we're gonna easily get 100 people, easily. If it's just our low-key, our in-house programmers doing a program on Egyptology, where they're picking apart something to find a treasure, and that we're talking about the pyramids, and we're talking about ancient Egyptian culture, that sort of thing. That could be as low as 30 kids. So all told, at the end of the summer, I mean, it's gotta be in the 1,000. It's gotta be in a range of about 1,000 to 2,000 kids.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other?
How long have you had Blessings in the Bag?
We started that program last year.
I'm so glad.
And Blessings in a Backpack,
Oh,
they're their own organization. I should really clarify that. We don't put those together, but Blessings in a Backpack I believe they got more funding this year. So they are doubling the number of bags that, I know that they're doubling the number of bags that I got last year. And last year, I don't think there was ever a week where we had many bags left over. We give them away on Friday and also on Saturday. So we've given out most of them. I mean, we don't have leftovers usually. So, and when I also worked at Little Turtle Branch last year, and they did have some left over, and we'd send those back and we'd repurpose them, but it's a good program, and I'm glad that we're doing this. And really, several moms and several parents have said to me, you know, this really helps me out in the summertime. And it's not that what they're trying to say is that because of their family budget, in the summertime, because their kids at home, and it changes their grocery bill. It changes how much money they have to put into buying things for their kids to eat, because they're home all day, they want a snack all day, they have to, you know, it's not just breakfast and dinner, they were getting lunches at school. So I had a lot of parents say to me, this really has made a big difference for me and how much money I have to spend on groceries, because I can count on this. And I think to myself, it's not just the people who are the lowest socioeconomic level people. It's middle-class people too, who have a little bit of trouble making ends meet every month. And I think I think that's really, really special.
And I think also, there's no stigma coming here.
Yeah.
There is, it's unfortunate that's the case, but there can be a stigma going to a food bank or a food distribution site at a charity. But everybody is welcome here. Everyone comes to the library for lots of different reasons, and hey, you can get a bag of food while you're here. And it's for everybody, and there's no screening or no income requirements. It's just, you want a bag of food, here it is. So that's really awesome feedback to hear from your patrons, that this makes a tangible difference in their summer budget.
Yeah, and I don't know if they think of it the way I think of it, which is, this is a golden moment for me to keep those kids engaged.
Yeah.
We're constantly keeping them engaged.
Yeah.
We're gonna have giant coloring pages in here, so when they're waiting for their siblings to finish eating, they can color. They just go from one thing to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing, and we just keep them engaged all the way till 3 o'clock when they take their snack home with them.
Remind us how this is funded.
Blessings in a Backpack funds the program, and they get private donations and grant money to do that.
That happens in other schools also.
Mhm.
And it's wonderful to see the children at least have something to take home on that weekend,
Mhm.
because you worry that they may not have much.
Mhm, mhm.
And I'm glad to hear that it's happening here now.
Yeah. And then the final week of the program, there is a big actual backpack distribution where the kids can get a back-to-school backpack. It's really amazing partnership. Thank you so much, Deb, and I know that Deb and her team would be thrilled to give any of you after the board meeting a tour of Tecumseh, because it's been a minute since we've been out here for a board meeting. A few other things on my report. Jackie Fullwood will be here next month for our board meeting to talk more about summer reading on a system-wide level and let you know how things have been going so far, the first few weeks of the program. Speaking of summer, when we talk about summer, we also talk about Rock the Plaza, and our team back there, they're gonna be busy for 7 consecutive Saturdays, starting June 14th, for our Rock the Plaza Summer Concert Series. We have 27 local bands on the docket, including 12 bands that are brand new to Rock the Plaza. And thanks goes to the Allen County Public Library Foundation for their many years of support to this staple summer event in downtown Fort Wayne. Some other items of note: last week we hosted six sixth grade girls from Northwood Middle School the morning of May 15th for Take Our Girls to Work Day. And you probably saw coverage of this in the news and social media. We were one of many sites across the county who hosted girls, and it connected sixth grade girls with women in leadership positions in Allen County for mentorship and inspiration. It's been a busy few weeks for us. We also opened our 4th Storyscape early learning space last week at the Little Turtle branch. So in contrast to some of our previous Storyscape openings, this was a bit more low-key in that it was tailored for the children at their toddler story time. After toddler story time, the kids cut a ribbon and got to work playing. The theme is a greenhouse farmer sort of situation. There's a miniature greenhouse there. It's super cute. There's a climb-on tractor, which has been the source of a lot of love and a lot of tears when kids have to be drug off it by their mom, but that's okay. It's still there when they come back later. You can pretend to plant flowers. There's a little market stand. It's super cute. So I encourage you to go out and take a look there. And planning is underway for the Grable, Monroeville, and Waynedale Storyscapes in the future. Encourage you to mark your calendar on June 19th, which is Juneteenth. Our roll-in lecture will be at the main library in the theater at 3 p.m. I really love how we're approaching the roll-in lecture this year. This, of course, is one of the signature lectures from the Friends of the Lincoln Collection. The title of the panel discussion will be "The Emancipation Proclamation Comes to Indiana," and they just have an all-star panel. It's moderated by Robert Shantz, who is a Friends of the Lincoln Collection board member and also retired history teacher at Canterbury. And the panelists are George Hicks, the executive director of Fort Wayne United, Joe Jordan of the Boys and Girls Club, Susanna Kobler from the Indiana State Museum, and our own Sarah Schoolman, who is the educational outreach coordinator for the Rowland Center for Lincoln Research. So we're anticipating a big crowd. If you can't be there in person, we will be live streaming it as well. A few other things. I put at all of your place settings a coaster. That coaster was a giveaway at a night at the library. You may remember that annual fundraiser, which is a collaboration between the Friends of the Library and the Literacy Alliance, that happened on May 10th. One of the souvenirs everyone received was that coaster that was printed on equipment in our studio. We don't have final numbers yet of how much was raised, but we do know that about 200 people attended, and they are projecting that each organization will receive about $10,000, which is a little more than what we raised last year. And I want to thank Jim Williams for coming out on behalf of the board and the Friends and helping out with the event. We appreciate having you there. Did you have a good time?
Wonderful.
Good, good, good. Also wanted to pass around, and I'll go over here to Gloria so she can circulate. You may have seen in the news recently that we had a contest for Fort Wayne Community School students to design a library card that would be a school library card for Fort Wayne Community School students in a new partnership. And you're seeing the artwork of our winner there now. Her name is Quinn Kilby, and she is an 8th grade student at Jefferson Middle School. And she was the winning design. And Beth Boatwright and I believe Asha was there as well, right? Went to the award ceremony at Jefferson Middle School on Monday and presented her with a very large version of her library card design. And we're just really thrilled with how it turned out. Very, very cute. Also wanted to share, again, you probably saw this on the news, but big news in the world of our audio reading service. They are now on PBS channel 39.6. So you can turn in on your TV with your antenna to 39.6 and see and hear the audio reading service. Previously, it was on a secondary PBS channel that was really hard to find, and I think was usually a French language channel. It just wasn't very intuitive, wasn't very accessible, and now we are on 39.6, and we're really excited about that. And finally, and in full disclosure, I did ask Pat if I could mention this, and he graciously said yes, but we want to recognize our own Pat Pastrick because he's going to be honored at the Greater Fort Wayne Inc. Annual Dinner on June 5th with the Barb Smith Service Award for his service to Greater Fort Wayne Inc. and the Allen County community, and there will be a library table there cheering him on. So congratulations, Pat. Well deserved. And that's all I got.
Okay, how about the rest of you? Anything else to speak of? Congratulations, Pat. Glad to have you back. I'll entertain a motion, we adjourn.
Oh, do we have public comment? Or?
Oh, yes, excuse me, hold it. Is the public anywhere? Nobody's live? Okay, well then, we'll do the motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Have a good rest of your day.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
And if anyone is interested in a tour, Deb, appreciate it.
One step further, I know.
We do have to start talking though about board involvement in the whole construction process, because
It was because we were talking about.
All right, Gloria.